What's going on? Got my first YouTube video here. I'm gonna do a Q&A. I'm filming on my balcony here in Victoria, British Columbia. Let's see if I can show it off. I'm trying to, well, there we go. Got a great view. It's wonderful here. I love living here. I know it's kind of funny, like, blind guy has a good view, right? Can't even see it, can't even make it worthwhile.
This is a Running Blind production.
So I guess I'll start off with, people are always asking me, how do I read comments if I'm blind? Or why do I have a PS4 if I'm blind? And things like that, wondering how I do all these things if I'm blind. And that's because I guess I'm not like totally blind, like black blind, like I can still see. So my vision's like looking through two drinking straws. So I kind of have no peripheral vision. So if stuff's coming from the side or above or below, I can't see it. And then on top of that, it's like wearing 3 pairs of sunglasses. So if it's dimly lit or restaurant kind of lighting or nighttime, I can't see anything. I have some crazy stories about nighttime and not seeing anything. It's pretty crazy, but yeah, like the little tiny bit I see through like the straw, since I don't see much on the side, like it's pretty clear what I see in the middle. Like filming this, I can see my face clearly on the screen and I can read my phone fine. I know a lot of other visually impaired people, they hold their phone up like this, but I can just kind of have it in my hand normally. So that's how I can do things like read the comments or play PlayStation or whatever it is, because I can see a little bit of the screen clearly. I can probably only see like 1/50th of the TV at a time, but I can move my eyes around and kind of scan and get the gist of what's going on. The other, I guess, common thing is people always think when I say tunnel vision, there's like a black cutoff and everything around what I see is just black. And that's not true. It's kind of how, you know how you can't see behind your head? There's not like a cutoff and it's black. It's just physically not there. It's like physically impossible. That's the same thing for me, except it's just a lot smaller. I know it's kind of weird to think about and like wrap your head around, but yeah. Okay, first up, someone said, hi, I was wondering how you follow the line when you run. Do you have enough vision to follow them? So yeah, I run track and field for Team Canada. And yeah, big question people always has is, can I stay in my lane? Do I have enough vision to not run out of my lane and run off the track or into other people? So I run with a guide. We hold a tether that stretches about 30 centimeters from point to point, so it's not that big. And then I put 3 fingers in a loop, he puts 3 fingers in a loop, and then we got to run with our arms in perfect synchronization, and he helps guide me around the track. But for the most part, I can see the lines on the track even without him. I guess when I run into trouble is if it's a rainy kind of dark day, and there's like bad contrast, or if the color of the track is like a darker color, like a dark blue or something like that, then I run into more problems. But for the most part, I can see the lines, and if I can't, I have the guide there to help me. How did you go blind? So I was born with a degenerative eye condition called retinitis pigmentosa. So my vision gets worse over time. I wasn't diagnosed with this until I was about 8 years old. It took so long because before that, I still had trouble seeing. I didn't have my peripheral vision or anything, right? But I had nothing to compare it to. So for me, it's all I ever knew. So that's why it took 8 years for my family and I to figure out what was going on and why I was bumping into all these things and falling in ditches and just doing a bunch of dumb shit. Where did you get your shirt? I'm visually impaired, so that would be so cool to walk around it. My own merch. I did make merch a long time ago. Not that long ago, maybe like 8 months ago, back in like January. But I'm gonna redo it actually next week. So we're gonna design a bunch of stuff, make it way better. We're gonna have the same logo with the eye with a line through it. Put it on some shirts, so we'll have it out probably in November. It should be ready to go. So yeah, I'll be doing probably a bunch of giveaways. If you're visually impaired, also message me. I'll probably just give you a shirt. I want to help my visually impaired people out, give them something to be proud of and wear. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. What's one advantage you have? I would say, like, sometimes I get to cut the line at Tim Hortons or whatever if it's like super busy, because I can do this thing with my eyes, like make them cross like that, so I look super blind, and then I pull out my cane and then I like just inch my way to the front of the line. And most of the time, people don't say shit. People really don't say anything, and it'll work, and I'll just like cut in front. But I only okay, I'm gonna say I never do that, but I do that a lot. But hey, I'm blind. Like, I need to take advantage of some of these things, right? Also, like, yeah, to get the phone I'm recording this with, I was with my brother on Black Friday, and Black Friday, it's huge. Like, everyone's shopping, it's super busy. And I told my brother, I was like, we're at Best Buy, and I told him I want to walk up, like, get a new phone, like, talk to someone. And I thought there'd be a huge line, and he like just brought me up, and we saw someone in like 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, sick, like, that was quick. And he was like, yeah, but like, be quiet, because like we just cut in front of like 150 people. And I look back and I see this huge line, and I'm like, but I got my phone. I would make a blind joke, but I would hate for him to see it. How do you have a dating/romantic life? Yeah, I think it's definitely different when you can't see. Like, I can't drive, so to some women that I've been with, like, that's been a big issue. To others, like, they don't care at all. And I think for me, that would have like affected me a lot like a couple years ago. But now I'm at a point, confidence-wise, where like, if you don't want to be with me for me and being blind and all the things that come with that, like, so what, I can't drive, but I can do all these other things, then like, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to fuck you. Like, I don't want to do that. Also, I'm single. Shoot your shot in the DM. Never know what'll happen. What's the hardest part of being blind? People always ask me that, and it's kind of like a hard question to answer, because I always say it's the small things. It's the little things that you don't think about, of when, like, I was carrying my groceries back from the grocery store the other day, and I dropped something, and I knew I dropped it. My hands are full of bags. I looked down for a second, and I can't see it. I can't find it. I got all these other bags in my hands, and I just left it, because like, I didn't know what else I could have done. Like, I mean, I could have pulled out my phone, FaceTime someone. There were ways for me to find it, but I got other things to do. My hands are full, and it's the things like that. It's the little inconveniences that add up. Like, doing that once in a while, like, that's fine, but doing multiple things like this every day, they add up, and they definitely take a toll, and that's probably, for me anyway, the most difficult part. In your opinion, what's the most annoying thing about being blind? Also, I'm visually impaired. Shout out to you. I love all my other visually impaired followers. You guys are the best. Go Blinkies. But yeah, probably the most annoying thing is when I tell people I'm blind and they don't believe me. It doesn't happen that often. Like, people don't believe me all the time, but then once I explain it to them, most of the time they're like, oh yeah, I get you. But when people try and debate me on it, and is like, oh, like, yeah, you can see fine, you're just over exaggerating, like, yeah, just put on glasses. And after I explain it to them multiple times, that's probably the most annoying thing for me, because like, you don't know my struggles, you don't know what I had to go through to get to this point in my life, and everything that I went through, and everything that my visually impaired friends and I go through on a daily basis. You don't know about any of that. So when you come and disrespect me like that, that's the one thing that really gets me. Can you watch movies/TV shows? Yeah, I watch Netflix sometimes, Disney Plus, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I watch a lot of sports too. But yeah, it definitely is hard for me, especially in sports, like watching hockey. I can't really see the puck at all, but I can kind of get the gist of what's happening. And then, yeah, like since I can only see like 1/50th of the TV at a time, it's definitely hard. Like I got to move my eyes around. I always put subtitles on, and everyone else I know hates subtitles when I'm watching Netflix with someone, just because if someone turns on the blender or whatever, I can just like move my eyes quickly down and read the subtitles, and then I can just move them like a foot away and I won't be able to see them anymore. But for everyone else, they get the whole feel of the TV and they always have to look at the subtitles. But for me, it works. If you're blind and can see very much, why do you keep saying visually impaired? That's the wrong term and makes others do the same. Yeah, so I say visually impaired in my videos because I think it helps other people understand better. Because when I say blind, people are like, oh, he's not blind, he has Nintendo Switch and a TV and blah blah. Even though that's the right term, the general population doesn't understand, and they'll like not watch the video and like click away or whatever and be like, this guy's a fraud. So that's why I say visually impaired, because most people can wrap their head around that and be like, oh, he's not blind, but he has trouble seeing. How long did it take to learn your way around? Yeah, good question. So the last couple of years I've been moving around a lot, and for me, I memorize a lot of the places I go. New places are definitely the hardest for me. So like grocery stores and things like that, like I try and go to the same grocery store, but when I'm moving around, it's a lot harder, right? So because it can take to me up to probably like 8 months to kind of learn the layout of the grocery store and know where things are and where to get them. So that can make it super difficult. And then also at nighttime, because as I said earlier, I can't see anything at nighttime when it's dark out. So that's a big struggle. I kind of have like markers on my way home, because I can only see light at nighttime. So there'll be a light post and I'll be like, okay, once I hit the light post, I know to turn left till I get to the next light post, which is 50 steps away, and then go right. But to get in that routine of finding your way home and things like that, that can take a long time, like up to a year. Why don't you have a dog? Good question. I should have a dog. Life would be a lot better if I had a dog. My mom really wants me to get a guide dog, but I'm just kind of holding out. I think it would suit me better when I'm older, like 10 years down the road, and I'm more stable and I'm not moving around, and maybe I have a family and I'm in a steady routine of like a 9-to-5 job or whatever. Then I think a guide dog would suit me better. But right now, with everything I'm doing, I don't think it would really be fair to the dog. And I feel like I don't have a dog right now. I'm doing fine. You're gonna participate in Movember? I mean, probably. I kind of always got a beard going on. I did shave a couple days ago, but I'll probably just grow it all out. I probably won't do the stash though. I don't know if I'm a stash guy. I do want to get a chin beard going, but it looks kind of gross. But maybe when I'm old, like 60, I'll rock a chin beard. What do you do for a job? I'm visually impaired and I'm genuinely curious. So I run track and field for Team Canada, which I get paid for that. Then I do public speaking as well. So kind of like motivational speaking. I talk about being blind and how that's affected me, and I also talk about track and field. I talk about a bunch of different things. So if you ever need a public speaker, hit your boy in the DM. Maybe a weird question, but does it upset you if people ask you if they can help you? No, like pretty much never. I don't really understand that. Like I know that's kind of a thing with some visually impaired people. Like they get offended when you ask them for help, which doesn't really make sense to me. Like I can see it if it's like in a condescending kind of way, but most people aren't doing that. They just want to know genuinely if you need help, and they're trying to be nice. And I think it comes down to a lot of intent. Like if that's your intention, is to like genuinely be helpful and you just want to do a good deed and things like that, then it's great and it's all for it. But I think if you're doing it in like a condescending kind of way, which most people are not doing, if like very rare people are doing that, then maybe it's the wrong thing. But it's never really happened to me when someone's been asking me for help like condescendingly, maybe like once or twice.
Thanks for watching. Hope you guys like the Q&A. I'm going to be posting a YouTube video once a week, every Monday night, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, let me know what you want the next video to be. I'm thinking either a cooking show kind of video, like how I cook with being blind. I think that'd be kind of funny. Or I was thinking telling you guys how I got involved in track and field and where I'm at today and stuff like that, kind of like a story time video. So let me know what you guys want to see next and drop some ideas. And yeah, thanks for supporting me.
This is a Running Blind production.